Don't tell me about the same goal you've been rewriting in your journal for the last 3 years. Tell me what you did yesterday. Tell me what you have planned for today. Tell me what you do on a daily basis, because that's what's going to determine what you actually accomplish. Hi ladies, welcome back to the Feminine Universe. I am so happy to have you here. We all have goals. We have hopes and dreams and wonderful things we'd like to achieve. But somewhere along the way, there tends to be a disconnect between the things people want to achieve and what they actually achieve. Either they have a good idea but never get started, or they start but at some point they fall off the wagon and never think about it again. Or they develop this habit of starting and stopping and starting and stopping and never stick to something long enough to actually see results. And before they know it, a week, a month, or a year has gone by and they find themselves in the same place dealing with the same problems, same people, and same pitfalls. So today, I want us to have a candid talk about what I've been calling tangible change. I use this to refer to change in your life that you can see, feel, and quantify. Changes that are visible to you and to those around you. So visible, in fact, that you may even have a few people who didn't notice you or didn't take you seriously at first end up asking you for advice. So if you're over just the pretty words and good ideas and you're ready for real results and change that you can see, let's get started. Jumping right into step number 1 is to build your foundation. One major reason the changes people try to make and the habits people try to build fail is because they attempt to build these big things on weak foundation, or maybe even no foundation at all. Some people seem to think that if they could just land that new job or move to that new state, everything would change. And those are great aspirations that could make a difference for some people, but do you know what's going to follow you to that new state or to that new job? Your mindset, your habits, the foundation you've built for yourself. It will always be with you, and that's why your foundation is crucial. You've got to take care of your mental and physical well-being. It's the base of your pyramid that everything else will be built on. There's a reason that when you get to know high-achieving people or read interviews of high-achieving people, they always seem to prioritize things like sleep and having a schedule and managing stress. All those things affect how they show up in their respective fields. We've talked a lot about mindset shifts and basic care at length, so I'm not going to drag that out, but let me just ask you this. If you say you're too tired to work out, are you sleeping enough? If you feel sluggish and bloated or can't think clearly, if you have brain fog on the regular, are you eating well and giving your body fuel to function at a higher level and process more complex thoughts? You say you don't have time to meal prep, or you don't have time to start that side hustle that would give you the extra income to change your life. But do you have time to scroll until 2 or 3 in the morning? Check those screen time receipts on your phone and see the time that you might be letting slip through your fingers that you may not notice. A few minutes here and there all day long really adds up. You have to look at achieving your goals like running a race at the Olympics. Yes, your running technique matters. Yes, your sneakers matter. But so does everything else you do leading up to that race. You won't run your best if you didn't sleep well leading up to the race, or gorged on fast food the night before or the day of. Same goes for your goals. You won't be able to do your best, not consistently anyway, if you're not taking care of your basics. Pay attention to your foundation to give yourself the best chance of succeeding. Tip number 2 is to list your priorities in order. This is a hidden step that a lot of people miss. So get yourself a sheet of paper or use your phone and write the top 10 things that are important to you that you need to do or achieve. You may or may not have done this already at some point, but now I want you to number those things from 1 to 10, 1 being the most important and 10 being the least. Now tell me, how much progress have you made on your top 3? A trap that a lot of people fall into is that they spend most of their time working on their low priority activities or activities that wouldn't even make it onto their top 10 list just to feel like they're doing something. But they end up disappointed because they're not working on or making any progress with the things that are most important to them or that would have the most impact on their lives. We touched on this example in the productivity video, but it makes the point so clearly that it's worth revisiting. Not working on your top priorities is like you cleaning your baseboards or polishing your chandeliers when you have a presentation due for work tomorrow or when you have an assignment due at school tomorrow that you should be working on. When you're getting that F on that assignment or fumbling that presentation, it's hard to feel any satisfaction no matter how sparkly your chandeliers or baseboards are because you didn't handle your priority. You didn't handle the thing that made the most difference in your life in that moment. So when you spend a week, month, or year working on things that are low on your list or not even on your list, you'll always feel unaccomplished or like you didn't move because even though your time was occupied, you weren't doing the things that are going to give you the highest return on investment. You weren't doing the things that are going to move you forward. You might have been doing some things that will keep you afloat or maintain you, but not the ones that will push you forward. Remember, there's a difference between busy work and productive work. Also remember, something can be productive, but not a true priority in that moment. Step number 3 is to take action. While all the steps are necessary for the ultimate success, I'm going to say this is the most important step and what will separate you from 90% or more of people. Because everyone wants good things, and most people have at least a few good ideas, but very few people take action, and even fewer people see things through. So if there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this quote: "The only difference between you and who you want to be is what you do on a daily basis." Do you hear me? Your daily habits, the things you do on a daily basis, are the only things differentiating you from the person you want to be. Future you is fit because she works out and eats well most days. Future you is productive because she has a schedule and manages her time most days. She looks good because she cares for herself on the inside and out on a daily basis. The ultimate version of you, the you want to be, has mastered her mindset, and that's allowed her to take action. Like I said, the only difference between you and her is that action is what you're doing daily. And when I talk about having the mindset, I mean that that version of you really wants that life for you, and she has let go of the excuses. So the people still at the stage of saying, but this, but that, might not be ready yet, and that's okay. But just know there are levels to this. Some people are in the fantasy phase with pretty thoughts and ideas that they have no intention of doing anything with. Many are in their venting phase. They want to express that they dislike their current situation, but they're not really interested in solutions. Most are in their excuses phase. They are aware of the solutions, or at least that solutions exist, but they're more focused on the obstacles and why they can't change. And then there are the ones that are in their ready phase, the people who really want it and are finding a way to make it work. They're saying, I can't do all 10 tips, but here are the 4 I can do. Here are the 6 or 8 I can do. They're asking, how can I make the best of my situation? They're saying, here's how I can do the best I can with what I have, where I am currently. You'll notice that when your mindset is ready, that's how you'll start to move. You'll start to focus on what you can do rather than what you can't. You won't talk about it, you'll be about it. You will do something, you will take action. So every day, ask yourself, what's one thing I did to work on my priorities or get closer to my goals? And as our second exercise, since you all showed up and showed out in the unapologetic video, if you're comfortable doing so, share one of the priorities or goals you're working on and one thing you'll be doing daily or weekly to make it happen so you can hold yourself and each other accountable. Step number 4 is to be consistent and gradual. This is also known as slow and steady. I think a lot of people get confused and overwhelmed with what consistency looks like. A lot of people think it looks like being at 100% every single day. But in reality, it looks more like showing up every day and doing what you can. It also means choosing to bounce back and show up after missing a day and not letting it turn into a missed week or month. It's so tempting to want to do a complete overhaul overnight, to just go to sleep one night and wake up a completely different person. But the fact of the matter is, we don't develop our bad habits or lack of discipline in one night. So more likely than not, we're not going to get rid of it in one night either. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't have to do everything at once. If you have 3 major goals, it's okay to focus on one for 30 days or longer, then add in the other, then the other. If you want to be more fit, cool. It's okay to spend the first week just getting more sleep, getting as close to 8 hours as you can. Then the next week, trying to eat your usual meals during a specific time window. Then the next week, focusing more on what it is that you eat. Then the next week, focusing on getting more steps in and adding in a 10-minute workout. That will allow you to build a solid foundation and provide a path to continuously take realistic action. It will also put you in a better place to succeed when you start doing the more intense 30 to 60-minute workouts 3 to 5 days a week. That kind of process is going to work a lot better for most people than trying to go from being sleep deprived, mostly sedentary, with eating habits that make you sluggish and bloated one day, to jumping into a clean diet and intense workouts the next day. This fitness process is an easily understandable example I like to use, but the concept applies to any goal you may have. Don't be afraid or ashamed to build up to it. It's not about getting the fastest results, it's about getting lasting results. And lastly, step number 5 is to do it for yourself. Make sure the changes you're making or the goals you're trying to achieve are for you in some way. Aside from a lack of action or getting distracted, one of the major reasons people lose steam and don't make progress is because what they're doing is not what they want to be doing. Maybe it's what they think they should be doing, maybe it's what they feel pressured to do, but not something they truly want in their heart of hearts. It happens on all ends of the spectrum, from the majors we choose to the career path we take to whether we want to stay at home or work outside of the home. Whatever you do, there's always going to be someone who thinks you should have done more or less or done something differently. But you're the one who has to live with it, and one path will never fit for everyone. So pursue your path. When it comes to pursuing the lifestyle you want, what you want to do for work, the hobbies or skills you want to develop, the places you want to visit, or even the items you want to buy, make sure you're setting these goals and pursuing these things for you, because they make you happy, because they get you closer to becoming the person you want to be and living the life you want to live. Not only will that go such a long way in helping you stick to your changes and goals, you also won't get that empty, hollow type of happiness that comes along with achieving things that other people chose for you. But you'll actually be truly happy and content when you accomplish them because you did it for you, and it resonates with you on a deeper level. If you follow these 5 steps, I promise you, you will see a difference from week to week and month to month. And by next quarter, and certainly by next year, you'll have real, visible, tangible change in your life. You'll be able to look at where you started and see just how far you've come. You'll have the confidence, joy, and contentment that comes with making things happen for yourself. And you'll be able to use that as a stepping stone for your next achievements and your next adventures. Until next time, ladies, stay feminine, stay focused, and have fun.